Hello everyone. This is Team Quanteam and welcome to our app that's called My Health. It's presented by Garvit Sardana, Aditya Kulkarni, and Rahil Sharma. So, without wasting any time, let's jump over to our video demonstration of our app.
Hi, I'm Addy, and I'm going to talk about Group 22's project called My Health. So this is how our home fragment looks like. And as we can see, it contains our all-time data, which has five variables. So the variables are the calorie intake, the calories lost, the calorie gain, the glasses of water, and the stress level of the user. So initially, these are all either zero or the stress level, which is null. We have two icons right here. So this is the user profile icon. And if we click on it, then it takes us to a new activity where the user has to manually input all of their information. So we have the name, email, age, the calorie goal, and the current weight of the user. So let's just create a test user. And let's save this. And as you can see, we have successfully saved our user information. So all of this information is being stored on Firebase, which will be explained later. This is the information icon where if we click on it, then it takes us to a new activity where which has four buttons, and on a click of a button, you can get any information about our project. So this leads us to our GitHub repository. So let's just manually input some data so that we can see our all-time data change in real time. So this is our calorie checker, in which the user can input their calories in three ways. So the first is the calorie entry, where the user has to manually enter the food item they have eaten and the amount of calories they have consumed. So let's say I ate a donut of about 100 calories, and we can actually save this and see that our calorie intake has increased by 100, and our calorie gain, which is the intake minus the loss, is at plus 100. Now so the second way is the manual entry, where the user has to manually enter the activity they have performed and all the other relevant details like the duration, the calories lost, and the heart BPM. So let's input a test. Let's input a activity. So let's say user ran for about 60 minutes and lost 200 calories with a heart rate of 100. And as you can see, the calories lost is 200 and the net calorie gain is minus 100. The third way is the automatic entry. Here, the user has to simply perform their activity and the app returns all the relevant details about that activity and saves it on our database. So as of now, this is going to be 0 calories. So I'm not going to check this. Now let's talk about the stress checker. Here we have a set of 10 questions in which the user has to respond on a scale of 0 to 10. So the user can slide or just tap on the amount of stress that they have. So let's just input a random stress level and save it. There's also another button for resetting the values. And this should be about like a mid stress. And as you can see, our all time data has updated. The last is drink water fragment, where the user has to simply click on this button whenever they drink water. Let's just like click it 2 times. And as you can see, the glasses of water is now equal to 2. And before like we started this video, we also get a notification from My Health, which states that it's been long since we drank water. And this notification comes every 2 hours. And that's about it for My Health.
Let's talk about the idea behind everything behind this app. So our aim or our goal was to create an easy to use and intuitive fitness app that lets user to view their health status. So by building this app, we would be helping users to maintain their health using features such as managing calorie intake, test their stress levels at their fingertips. We are also incorporating by providing necessary notification to help the user remain healthy. So why is this idea worth approaching? So nowadays, a huge percentage of people are unhealthy and they suffer from obesity. So the main reason for this problem is that people are too stressed with their life and life problems. So they do not even have much time to visit a doctor or to take care of themselves. So at times they even forget to drink adequate water that is required by the human body. So these little mistakes can add up and in the end lead to many acute illnesses. So we decided to build an app that would help the user to maintain their stress levels at their fingertips and therefore stay healthy by staying calm. So we are also incorporating notification that reminds users to drink water at regular intervals. This app helps the user counter these little mistakes that they make in their day-to-day life without spending much time. So the main highlight of our app is Google Firebase database. So this Google Firebase database is a set of hosting services of any type of application. It offers non-SQL real-time hosting of databases, content, social authentication, and notification or services such as real-time communication server. So some features of this Google Firebase database are reliable and extensive database, it's swift and secure hosting, and it's the best testing services available in the market right now. And another highlight of our app is automatic entry. For this, we have built in a sensor. So the sensor is responsible for observation of the data, movement and vibrations in the phone, and then it helps the sensor to determine the Weka classifier to recognize the type of activity. So the Weka classifier. So the sensor provides the information to Weka classifier. Then the Weka classifier determines that what type of activity is being performed by the user, depending on the data that sensor provides to it.
So now we have our thread design diagram in which users ask for view models. In view models, we have four view models. One is home view model, calorie view model, stress view model, and H2O view model. And then it goes to the user's data repository, in which we have different categories. One is calorie pattern, stress, and water intake. And all the data about the calorie pattern, stress, and water intake is saved in the Fire database. We also faced many challenges during the course of this project, uh, from managing our time to taking necessary decisions that would help build us a good app. We actually learned a lot from these things, and I'm hopeful that these things would help us in the future. We use GitHub for our implementation, so that we can share. Well, some of us were like new to GitHub, which was quite challenging for us. Since we are all students, at some point each one of us found it difficult give the appropriate time to the project, since we had like other courses as well. We had to handle that as well. However, like with proper discussion and with mutual understanding, and communication. In the end, we were able to build a successful app. And for the contribution, uh, the most important thing and beneficial thing was the team efforts that we put in. Each one of us put their 100% towards the project. Whenever any one of us had a hard time coding, others stepped in to help to make the project success. Uh, uh, Rahil contributed in UI research, water notification, accessing data from Firebase, and he also built the course web page. Aditya built the UI implementation. He did the today's calorie activity, Firebase initialization, and demo app. Garvit did the prototype design, automatic activity, saving data to Firebase, and final presentation slides. Uh, so what we learned throughout the project work, we learned a lot of new skills and gained a very good experience. Positives were the most important thing we learned is the Google Firebase database. It was like new for us, and we also learned about the GitHub and the teamwork which we learned, like which would help us in the future. And negative were like having refactored code. Since there were like three people working on the project, we did not refactor our code, which made it very difficult for other teammates to understand. Because every person has their own way of writing the code, so sometimes it becomes difficult for other person to understand it. And that's it. That's it. Uh, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.